Á Bao A Qu. The Bao A Qu is a creature from Malay mythology. This beast lives on the steps of the Tower of Victory, found in Chitor, India, from the top of which one can see the loveliest landscape in the world. It awaits on the first step, waiting for a brave enough man to climb the tower. When it waits, it lies shapeless and translucent. When someone passes, it awakens. Then, when the man starts climbing, it follows close behind, and as it goes farther, it's clearer and more colorful, giving a blue light as it ascends. When the climber reaches the top with the creature, the Bao A Qu reaches perfection and achieves nirvana, and his actions don't cast any shadows. Most of the time, man cannot reach his peak, and creatures cannot achieve perfection. The Bao A Qu hangs back, loses color and visibility, and tumbles down the staircase. When it reaches the bottom after tumbling down, it sleeps again. Meanwhile, it gives out a small cry, sounding like the rustling of silk. Its skin feels like the fuzz of the skin of a peach. It has only reached the top once. It appears in the Book of Imaginary Beings. In Malaysian mythology, there is a creature named Bao A Qu, which is generally accepted as being pronounced Á Bao A Qu, which means my elder brother. Others, however, assume a different pronunciation and a different definition of my mother, but that is not generally accepted. In this sense, this essay will look not at the linguistic factors but at the story surrounding the mythological creature, whether it is defined as my elder brother or my mother. The story is the same in either definition and is extremely interesting. The origin of the Bao A Qu is found in Malaysian mythology. In one version, the tower was an inter-home gateway for gods, and the Bao A Qu were those gods that were caught in this home when the gateway closed. Because it was caught in this world and needed to be able to cross over into its own home, it has become attached to and dependent on human behavior, beliefs, and karma. The real myth of the Bao A Qu takes place after the fall of the gods. It is only after Bao A Qu is invisible and living at the bottom of the Tower of Victory it is said this tower was located in the city of Chitor, which was presumably in India at the time. However, the exact location is not as important as the actions that are associated with the tower. The myth follows that people would make a pilgrimage to this holy and sacred tower. It was said that they climbed the tower, but only those who were pure of heart and had previously achieved enlightenment would be able to ascend to the very top of the tower. This is where the entity of the Bao A Qu comes into the myth. With each step the person takes up the tower, the Bao A Qu gains more consciousness and begins to glow in different colors, hoping to find itself in the bluish glow of perfection. It is also said that the many tentacles and bodies become more solid as they follow the person up the stairway of the tower. The problem is that every human on earth has sinned and is therefore not pure and has not reached Bao A Qu's state of enlightenment. Therefore, Bao A Qu cannot attain its own perfection and reach the top of the tower, and depending on the story, return to its own home. It moans in sighs and heads back down the tower, still following the human pilgrim. As it descends, it loses its color and its solidity and, in the end, fades into invisibility and loss of consciousness. It waits in this limbo until the next person comes to make the climb, and in the end, it continually returns to the bottom of the tower, never achieving its own enlightenment. It is said that only once has a person reached the top of the tower, but other than this one time, no one has been able to attain enlightenment. This means that until the next enlightened pure person is born, the Bao A Qu will remain in this home and be dependent on humans for their survival and their ability to return home.